Welcome back to another episode of TikTok Tuesday, where we talk about how you can make your bucket list items become reality. So this behind me is my own bucket list with 100 things that I want to do. And here I got some memories from things that I ticked off. And I want to explain to you how I made them happen. Today, I'm going to talk about, where is it? Here. I'm going to talk about how I played a full song on the piano. This is the picture to that. And basically the challenge was to learn a song within 30 days and play it fully on the piano. And what this challenge taught me is that consistency is way more important than waiting for motivation. So I knew that it's definitely going to be tough to learn a complete song in 30 days. Obviously, I could have picked an easy song, something that is super simple to learn, but I knew that it's more important to me to learn something that I also enjoy listen to, because otherwise I probably would have given up. So I picked the song Elise. I don't even remember the full name of the song and who it's by, but you know it. It's like dee 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 dee. And my girlfriend, who is actually a very good singer and also plays the piano very well, she was like, it's a difficult song. I mean, the beginning part is definitely doable, but the second part gets very difficult. But I really like the song, and when I practice, I also want to enjoy listening to that. Back then, I wasn't living together with my girlfriend, but she was so kind enough to give me one of her e-pianos. So I had at least a piano at home where I could practice whenever I felt like. And then it started, day one. So I looked at the notes and I was already able to read notes, but I just didn't really feel comfortable with reading notes. It just took me a long time to figure out what key that would be, and it just, wasn't really my thing. And I came across a lot of YouTube videos and they are very simple, like colorful keys coming down, and you already know which key you will have to press. So I decided to learn it that way. I had my iPad, which I put on the piano, and like this, I just started trying to remember which key I need to press at what point. And this is how I started. And luckily the left hand is kind of always the same throughout the entire song. So that was something I remembered quite easily, and after a week or so I already remembered that, and that started to feel automatic. And then with the right hand, that got more complicated, especially because I also wanted to learn it without looking at the notes the entire time. In order to make that happen and learn the entire song in 30 days, I need to practice every day. I knew that if you practice every day, even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes, will get you further than practicing once a week for like 3 hours. And that's really something I can agree on, especially now after doing this. Like if you have a goal, like learning an instrument or learning a new language, just make the rules so simple that you can practice every day. Like don't try to commit to 1 hour practicing a day, because that's very hard to follow. Try to tell yourself to practice only 1 minute per day. Like 1 minute is very doable. And then obviously the trick is that you're not going to stop after 1 minute, but it will be so much easier to commit to it, because once you sit in front of the piano, or at least that was the case for me, once I was there, I kept playing. And after 1 minute, I didn't stop, I just kept practicing. And then 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass, and all of a sudden I was there for like half an hour just practicing. And that's the same thing with learning a new language, for example. Just practice a few words every day, or at least tell your mind to do that, but then in the end you end up practicing more than that. Another thing that I found with practicing piano, because I picked this song that I really enjoy, I actually started to enjoy the whole process as well. And at some point I was really like, during the day, I was like, now I feel like playing piano. And then I went to the piano, I played a little bit, then I went back to work, and then 2 or 3 hours later again, like, I want to play again. So I really started to enjoy the process. And this is what got me that far. And I'm pretty sure it only happened because I picked a song that I also liked. It can happen in these kind of challenges that you hit the point where it's much harder to make progress. And this is where a lot of people quit, because they don't feel the progress anymore. But when you get to a point like that, it's so important to keep pushing. And that's why if you just tell yourself to practice 5 minutes every day, then that's a lot more manageable to actually do, compared to if you are very ambitious and you say you want to practice 1 or 2 hours a day, because trying to do that, you're more likely to quit. That's why choose simple entry points, which you are more likely to commit to. Because I say it again, it's more important to stay consistent, even if that's only for 5 minutes a day, compared to if you only do that thing when you're motivated, but then try to do it for like 2 or 3 hours. Because one small action every day actually compounds, and then all of a sudden your progress goes very steep. And once you learn a lot, you will also feel more motivated once you hit like a plateau or once you get stuck a little bit. And having motivation at this point where you hit the wall is very important. And then after 30 days, I played an entire song on the piano. So to summarize it again, if you have a long-term goal, like playing an instrument or learning a new language or getting in shape, try to figure out the smallest action that you are able to take for 100% every day. Because the most important is to do something every day. Because while doing that, you will keep making progress with every day, and then motivation will rise as well. Oh yeah, and also here's another trick. So for example, we got 30 fields on this, so it's an entire month. And by doing a cross every day when you have practiced, for example, this kind of helps you to get a visual of how your progress is looking like. And the more X's you have, the more painful it will be to not make an X when you have missed a day. So that's another thing that can boost motivation. So I hope that helps. I hope you got some inspiration. Maybe also you know a little bit better now what to do with your long-term goals. And I really hope that you're able to tick them off as well. So yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.